Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Brass Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are going to bring to you the game between the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Angels from Anaheim. And we're first of all going to bring you, this will be the first game of the three-game set that we're going to be calling over the next three nights. We're first of all going to give you the starting lineup for the visitors from San Francisco. Leading off and playing in left field is number 13, Austin Slater. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 39, Thairo Estrada. Batting third in right field is number 16, A.J. Pollock. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 41, Wilmer Flores. Batting fifth at third base is number 38, J.D. Davis. Being in the sixth spot and doing the catching is number 14, Patrick Bailey. Batting seventh and doing the designated hitting is number 8, Michael Conforto. Batting eighth in center field is number 29, Luis Matos. And batting ninth at second base is number 46, Mark Mathias. And they are going to be facing the left-hander in Patrick Sandoval, who takes to the hill for the Angels tonight. He's got a 6-8 record. He's worked 103 innings. He's allowed 99 hits, 53 runs, 45 of which have been earned. He has walked 45 and struck out 84, and he's got an earned run average of 3.93. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from San Francisco. Now the lineup for the home team for the Los Angeles Angels. Leading off and playing shortstop tonight is number 2, Luis Rengifo. Batting second and doing the designated hitting is number 17, Shohei Ohtani. Hitting third at second base is number 23, Brandon Drury. And the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 8, Mike Moustakas. Batting fifth at first base is number 25, CJ Cron. Batting sixth in center field is number 16, Mickey Moniak. Hitting seventh in right field is number 12, Hunter Renfroe. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 21, Matt Thaiss. And batting ninth and in left field is number 15, Randall Grichuk. And they're going to be facing the ace of the San Francisco staff. It is Logan Webb, who takes a record of 9-9 to the hill. He's worked 148 and two-thirds innings already this year. He's given up 136 hits. He's allowed 61 runs, 57 have been earned. He's walked 25 and struck out 145 to an ERA of 3.45. Well, Sandoval has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway. Our friend Shotgun Shell is in the house tonight. We welcome you. Thank you for stopping in. We appreciate you and your support. The time locally is 6:38 Pacific, and Sandoval rocks into the windup and delivers the first pitch of the ball game, and it's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Austin Slater. Slater batting .276 on the season. He's got 5 homers and 17 RBIs. He hits from the right side against the left-handed throwing Sandoval, as the pitch is a breaking ball that is waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. We have seen the Giants recently, but this lineup here is a lot different than the one that we witnessed about 10 days ago. There are lots of changes, probably only half of the players in the lineup. There's a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-2. Thairo Estrada, of course, we did see A.J. Pollock. He had been acquired in a trade. And then, of course, Mark Mathias at second base. A couple of the players that were not in the lineup. And, of course, Austin Slater was with the club, but was used mainly as a pinch hitter in the games that we called. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There is a breaking ball waved at and missed. Slater goes in the books for out number 1 here in the first inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Thairo Estrada. Good to know Shotgun Shell's in the house tonight. At least I know I'm not talking to myself for the first little bit. But that's the way it could be sometimes here in this one. We are doing this one here to those who enjoy, whether they listen live or on delay. We appreciate everybody who does come in to listen. Quite a few people listening to that Tiger-Tampa game on delay the other day. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the first pitch to Estrada now gives him a 1-0 count. Estrada on the season batting .272 with 9 homers and 32 runs driven in. He 2 bats from the right side. Waiting on the offering here from the lefty Sandoval, who kicks and delivers. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll call all 3 games of this set, as we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow with these same 2 teams. And, of course, with Shohei going on Wednesday, we don't want to miss that. Fastball misses outside. The count goes to 2-1 on Estrada. Also make sure everybody is up to date with all the out-of-town scoreboard tonight when We move through this one as there are some late games, but some of the early games are now featuring as finals. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Estrada. Not a full slate of games around MLB on the Monday, but there is enough to whet your appetite. So 3 balls and 1 strike as Sandoval ready to go back at it again. He rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hammered foul down the third base line. It's going to be retrieved by the third base coach, and he'll flip that one into the stands. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Estrada. Suspensions handed out today in Major League Baseball as Tim Anderson was banned 6 games for taking the shot to the head by Jose Ramirez. Ramirez was given 3. Understand that both players are appealing their suspensions. So here comes the 3-2 offering. Sandoval rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is looped into left field. It's down the line. That's going to be extra bases. Rounding first and heading into second is Estrada. He's going to cruise in there safely with a 1-out double, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, A.J. Pollock. That pitch there was on the outside part of the plate. It was a reach out and basically protect me. He took one hand off the bat, and he was strong enough, Estrada was, to loop it over the third baseman's head down the left field line. It wasn't necessarily a bullet, but it was a ball that was solidly met. So Estrada, the runner at second. Pollock here at the plate, and he swings at the first pitch breaking ball, and he taps it foul behind home plate. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Of all the games around Major League Baseball, this is the only interleague game that is going on this evening. All the rest are either National League or American League products. One game still yet to start. That'll be Texas and Oakland. That goes off at about, well, it should be off any time now. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to third. Fielded by Moustakas. Checks the runner back at second. He throws to first. Pollock's gone on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 away. It keeps Estrada at second. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, he's batting .303 on the season. He's got 14 homers to go with 35 runs driven in. Sandoval ready to go back to work. Gets his sign from his catcher, Theis. Now he's ready to rock into the delivery as he checks the runner at second, and he delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Flores. So no balls and 1 strike. Left-hander against the right-hander. Sandoval checks Estrada at second. He's slowly establishing his lead. Now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Flores. The key to Sandoval will be his off-speed pitch, specifically his changeup, because he's able to keep hitters off balance. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the offering again as Estrada establishes his lead. Pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball missing down and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. Defensively tonight for the Angels, from left to right, it is Grichuk in left, Moniak in center, Renfroe is in right. Around the horn from first to third, Cron is at first, Drury's at second, Rengifo at short, and Moustakas at third, with the battery of Sandoval and Theis. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted down the first base line. Moving over and underneath it is the first baseman, Cron. He makes the catch in foul territory, and that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the first inning. Well, no runs in the inning. They did have a hit, the double by Estrada. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the first inning. Your score is the Giants 0 and the Angels coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. We appreciate you guys for being here.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars, That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be moving to the bottom of the first inning, and coming up for the Angels will be Luis Rengifo, Shohei Ohtani, and Brandon Drury to get things going. The Giants went quietly in their half of the first, stranding a runner at second base, as they were only sent 4 hitters to the plate against the starter Sandoval. We're going to get an opportunity to see Logan Webb pitch again tonight. We saw him last week throw, and he was electric. He had allowed a couple of runs in the first inning, and he settled right down after that, as he was absolutely brilliant against the Diamondbacks. So Logan Webb, he went 7 innings in his last start, and we said the same thing. If he can get through the first inning, he becomes very, very tough. Sometimes you see pitchers, they come out to the mound as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Rengifo. Pitchers, generally speaking, will have to find their release points, get used to where they're at on the mound, and here's the 0-1 offering. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's 1-1. But once he gets it figured out, boy, he is nasty. It's like playing wiffle ball, as we talked about last week. There's so much movement on his pitches. There's a fastball that swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. The count goes to 1-2. If you've not seen Logan Webb pitch, it is a treat. 9 wins and 9 losses. And in his last start, they were saying outside of him, and there was, I think, Kevin Gossman with the other in the American League, who is the 2 pitchers that get the least run support of any starters in Major League Baseball. As that fastball misses outside, the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rengifo hitting .231 on the season with 11 homers and 34 RBIs. Waits on the offering here. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Webb back into the motion. He delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded right to first. Fielded by Flores, who takes it himself, and that's going to be a ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up Shohei Ohtani. Well, for Ohtani on the season, he's hitting .306. He's got 40 homers and 82 runs driven in. Batting here against the right-hander Webb, who delivers a changeup that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. We saw Ohtani hit his 40th last week when they played against the Mariners. We did that game on Thursday when Ohtani pitched. Ohtani left the game as he had some cramps. There was a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to now 2 balls and no strikes. But he is going to make the start on Wednesday, and we'll be here to give you the call on that one. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, as that's a fastball that misses down and in, and it's now 3 balls and no strikes to Ohtani. Webb back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that's swung on and missed at 94, and the count goes to 3-1. Ohtani gets the green light, 3-0. And if there's anybody in the league that should get green lights 3-0, Shohei 1. So here's the offering now from Webb. It's a fastball that is swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the 2-seam, the sinker, those type of pitches. Webb can dial it up to 94, 95, as we've seen it here in the first inning. But he also lives usually in the upper 80s, low 90s, where that ball's got a lot of dance, lots of 2-seamers here from Webb. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is grounded up the middle past the glove of the shortstop Estrada. And Ohtani is aboard with a 1-out single here in the first inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Brandon Drury. Well, for Drury, he enters the ball game tonight hitting .276. He's got 14 homers to go with 46 runs driven in. Drury has found a renaissance here in his later part of his career. He bounced around after he left the Diamondback organization. He was with the Blue Jays, the Yankees, and others. He went to Cincinnati and rebuilt himself with the Reds, was flipped over to San Diego, and now he finds himself in an Angel uniform. Swings at a fastball and grounds that foul over on the third base side. But the last couple of seasons for Drury have been very productive in the big leagues. The 30-year-old who gets the start at second base tonight. Lots of regulars out of the lineup and lots of people out of the lineup, period, for the Angels. Zach Neto, we saw playing shortstop, the former first-round pick. He's on the injured list right now. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Drury. When you think of the number of positional players that are out of action, Anthony Rendon on the 10-day DL. Taylor Ward, of course, getting that fastball in the face. He's on the 60-day DL. Mike Trout on the 10-day. There is a fastball that swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2 on Drury. Gio Urshela out on the 60-day. Logan O'Hoppe also out on the 60-day DL. And Joe Adell, the outfielder who just can't seem to keep it together, also on the 60-day DL. So lots of positional players either out or out for the season for a variety of reasons for the Angels. And of course, hence they've turned this roster over a little bit, adding the likes of Mike Moustakas, CJ Cron, Randall Grichuk before the trade deadline. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to the right-handed hitting Drury. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rhodes Scholar in the house tonight. We appreciate you for being here. The bounce away a little bit from our feed in our chat as we're catching up on some other stuff. There is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes full to Drury. Our friend Rhodes Scholar had sent me a message, and I had responded to you earlier just before we went on live here today. I had a chance to send it over to you, so I hope you got it. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check your email. But we thank you for popping in. Here's the pitch from Webb. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and Drury goes down on strikes. He's out for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Mike Moustakas. Well, for Moustakas, he was another one who was an addition. He had come over from the Rockies. Moustakas on the season, he's batting .277 on the year. He's got 6 homers and 18 RBIs. And there's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. The count's 1-0. But overall on the season, he has had more work than that. Those were the numbers I gave you with the Angels. He's got 10 homers on the year, 35 RBIs for the Moose. There goes Ohtani down to second, and the throw is not going to be in time as Shohei Ohtani has himself a stolen base. Fun to watch the big man run, that is for sure. That is going to be stolen base number 15 in the season for Shohei. So he's now in scoring position. And that throw wasn't even close. Nice job there by Ohtani to get into the bag. Here comes the 2-0. Fastball that misses down and in. The count now goes to 3-0 on Moustakas. CJ Cron waiting his turn on deck. So 21 pitches already here for Webb, as we talked about. Once he can settle down, then he can get into a groove. He's pretty good, but the first inning is always a little tough. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to second. Falling down is Flores, but covering first is the pitcher, Webb. That was a bit of a strange play. Flores had gone to his right, and he fell over his own feet. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-1 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. I can't believe Moustakas got the green light 3-0, and he rolled it over to second base for the third out of the inning. Well, that's going to do it here. There was no runs in the inning. There was the hit by Ohtani. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1 full inning in Los Angeles. It's the Giants no score and the Angels no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That's right, everybody. It is going to be the top of the second when we return after this. We've got ourselves a 0-0 ball game. Hang tight. Appreciate you guys for checking in with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Titus is in the house from Japan. God is great. Ken jumping in here. We appreciate you for being here. It's going to be JD Davis, Patrick Bailey, and Michael Conforto to get things going here for the Giants in their half of the second inning. Patrick Sandoval kicks and delivers the first pitch. It's a breaking ball. It misses outside. Peel over to the first base umpire, but they say that he didn't go, and that's going to be 1 to Davis. Davis batting .256 on the season with the 14 homers and 55 runs driven in, as the lefty rocks into the windup and delivers a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. 16 pitches in the first inning for the lefty Sandoval. So 2 balls, no strikes to Davis, who bats here against the left-hander, who delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded past the glove of Luis Rengifo into center field. That's going to be a base hit. So he is aboard with a single as that one goes up the middle. I have to say, I thought that was a rollover and would have probably been a routine play, but they had Rengifo just hooked right into the 6 hole, and he was in no spot to be able to field that ball up the middle. That's going to put Davis at first, and it's going to bring up the catcher, Patrick Bailey. Well, for Bailey on the season, he's batting .256. He's got 5 homers and 32 runs driven in. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Road Scholar says the summer Koshin has begun, and it's true. The high school tournament, the big one that goes on, it's today. It gets it rolling, or has begun on the weekend. They clear out the Koshin Stadium in Osaka for the tournament to take place. There's a fastball that catches the corner on the outside. The count is 1-1 to Patrick Bailey. After the Koshin tournament is completed, then the Tigers will, after that 3+ week road trip, will return home. As the pitch is delivered, it's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 2-1. I say a 3-week road trip. They're actually going to play some home games at the Osaka Dome, or the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. We're going to be able to get a chance to see, I believe it's the Tigers and the Carp, to go back and take a look. Tigers and Carp are going to play at the Kyocera Dome when we are there. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. I may stand corrected on that. Looks like the only Buffalo game I'm going to get to is in Kobe. It's going to be the Carp and the Giants at the Kyocera Dome, a neutral site game, which is a bit strange. That is who's going to be occupying that ball game. Good thing it's going to be in the dome. It'll be a little cooler. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. What I want to know is who has been this catching guru who is teaching the guys to go off one knee? Is Tony Pena leading the charge on this? This is what I want to know. I'd say we watched the catcher yesterday for Tampa Bay as there was a fastball that misses outside to Patrick Bailey. It's going to be ball 4. This is about the 3rd season now that we have seen this. It's not a trend. It's right across Major League Baseball. It's something that, for whatever reason, the general managers, the coaching, or somewhere like this have decided that it's better to work off of one knee. Saw Christian Betancourt yesterday whiff on about 4 balls for the Tampa Bay Rays in their victory against the Tigers. They feel in some ways that they think they can get more calls by working off the one knee going up. But we've seen balls get by the catchers, just reduces the mobility. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Conforto. Conforto batting .240 on the season. He's got 13 homers to go with 52 runs driven in. As the lefty Sandoval holds to the set, he checks the runner Davis at second. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count goes to 1-1. I have my beef with it. Now, with older catchers, maybe with nobody on base, I can understand it a little bit more for sure. There's no doubt about it. But with runners on base, I'm not sure how he's going to be able to block the ball, especially, for example, I'm watching here, Theis is set up sort of middle away. If that pitch, if he misses his spot down and in, he's not going to be able to block it. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded foul just past the bag at first base. It's going to run the count to 1-2 on Conforto. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Conforto. The runner at second, Davis. The runner at first, Bailey. There's 2 aboard with nobody out here in the second inning. My friend Shotgun Shell says he's watching the White Sox catcher on one knee right now. There's a lot of guys do it. There's some guys that have gone away from it, as the hitter Conforto has asked for time, so he gets his offensive timeout here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sandoval gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go to work here. Checks Davis at second, and now delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. But as I said, I'm kind of curious to want to know who's leading the charge on this philosophical teaching, or what they've been doing in the offseason to teach these guys to do it. Because it's rampant, it's right through, but it's not just through Major League Baseball. We noticed it in the Japanese league when it was going on too. It was almost like there was a memo sent out, hey, we're going to do this. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side, and the count is now 2-2. Or still 2-2 to Conforto. Conforto to be followed by Luis Matos and Mark Mathias here in the second inning. With 2 aboard here, it's a 2-2 count. 2s are all over the place. Sandoval checks the runner back at second. Rengifo is between the runner and the base. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's taken on 1 hop, knocked down by Rengifo. He's knocked it down. His only play is going to be to third. And that is going to retire the lead runner, J.D. Davis, on a fielder's choice. Conforto got handcuffed a little bit on the backhand side. He was able to knock the ball down, keep it in front. The runners had to freeze because they weren't sure if that ball was going to be caught on the line or not. But Rengifo was able to make the play, so that's going to retire Davis on a fielder's choice, 6-5. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Patrick Bailey will advance to second, and Conforto reaches safely on the fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Luis Matos. Our friend Rhodes Scholar, who indulges once in a while in Stratomatic outside of the Pirates, you're not going to see anybody other than Tony Pena on the one knee. In that era, there's a breaking ball delivered to Matos that misses down for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Matos batting .245. He's got a homer and 9 runs driven in this year. Batting from the right side against the lefty Sandoval. Sandoval had to work a little bit harder in this half inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, slowly grounded to short. Rengifo over to second for 1. Back to first. It's going to be an inning-ending double play. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the second inning. So they had no runs in the inning. There was the hit by J.D. Davis. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is San Francisco Giants 0, the Los Angeles Angels 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak, We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is going to be the bottom of the second inning, and we'll be right back after this with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. We are back underway as Logan Webb delivers a first pitch changeup to CJ Cron, who takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Cron batting .253 on the season with 11 homers and 35 runs driven in. Takes a fastball off the inside corner to run the count even at 1-1. Most of those numbers were with the Colorado Rockies. He and Randall Grichuk acquired just before the deadline. There's a fastball swung on it, is caught on the fist, grounded softly over to short. Fielded on a couple of hops by Estrada. He throws to first, and Cron goes in the books on a ground out, 6-3 for out number one. So 1 up and 1 away here in the second inning, and that is going to bring up the center fielder, Mickey Moniak. Well, for Moniak on this season, he's enjoying himself a renaissance year. He's batting .306. Hitting from the left side, he swings at the first pitch, grounds it over to second, fielded on the backhand by the second baseman Matthias, who throws to first. That's going to retire Moniak on a ground out, 4-3. So 1 pitch there, and now we've got 2 away. So only 4 pitches in the inning so far, and that's going to bring up Hunter Renfroe to the plate. Well, for Renfroe, he's batting .249 on the season. He's got himself 17 homers and 49 runs driven in. The first pitch to him is a fastball that misses down and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Renfroe, interesting. He's bounced around with quite a few teams. I asked around a little bit to try to get a gauge as to why that might be. Obviously, he was with the Padres and the Tampa Bay, Boston, Milwaukee organizations, and now he finds himself as an Angel as there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count's 2-0. And the word on the street is, and what we hear is that he has a tendency to be a bit of a moody individual. There's a fastball that swung on, and it's now 2 balls, 1 strike. I know you don't hear that necessarily on other broadcasts, or maybe you hear that, but that's what we kind of hear, is that he's got a bit of a downward personality. It's not that he's a bad guy. It's just that when things aren't going well, he kind of pouts a little bit, and those are the things. So it's kind of curious. I haven't heard it from a pile of sources, but a couple of sources have said that might be the case. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. But Renfroe is a player that a lot of teams, they would like to have in their lineup, and then it just seems like they can't wait to get rid of him once they've got him there for a bit. There's a fastball swung on. It's chopped softly to third. Davis fields it. He throws to first. It's going to go down as a ground out, 5-3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Fairly quickly and efficient second inning for Logan Webb. The score after 2 complete innings, it's the Giants nothing and the Angels nothing. Stick around. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the third inning. It's going to be Mark Mathias in the top of the order, Austin Slater and Tyro Estrada to face Patrick Sandoval. And Mathias is getting the start at second base tonight. We did see that the Detroit Tigers have picked up Isan Diaz. We had called the game last week, or the series between the Diamondbacks and the Giants, and Diaz was getting the nod at second base. He was off to an abysmal start for his San Francisco career. He didn't have a hit in his first, I believe, 12 at bats until he finally had a base knock, but he got released, and now Mathias is getting the chance to play some second base. There's a first pitch fastball taken at the knees for called strike, and the count is 0-1. Thijs, Grichuk, and Rengifo here in the top of the third inning to face the lefty Sandoval. Rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1-1 strike it is. Sorry, check that. It's calling Thijs. It's the hitter is Mathias at the plate here. And it's Mathias, Slater, and Estrada. We're looking at the wrong piece. 1-1 strike. Apologize for everybody for that. Get our eyes off of it a little bit. And it takes you away. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and that's going to retire Mathias on strikes for the first out of the inning. So he is gone, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Austin Slater. So Mathias, Slater, and Estrada here with one gone in the third inning. Our friend Shotgun Shell says maybe Benny Santiago, the early part of his career. That possibly might be it as well. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed by Slater, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, you're correct. It could have been Benny Santiago as well. I remember he had, at some point in time, was one of those ones as well who worked off of the one knee. But as I said before, there's certain players, like for certain guys that are in Major League Baseball that are working right now, or that have been as part of the game. Matt Walbeck was a catcher in the Tigers organization. He does a lot of catching stuff, or had done some catching stuff. I'd be curious to know what his take on that would be. The other one, Sal Fasano, who had been with a number of organizations. He was the catching coordinator. I think he's with the Braves right now. Catching coordinator for the Blue Jays a few years ago. There's a fastball that misses down. The count is now 1-2 to Slater. 1-2 strikes. Yeah, you get some different guys that have some different philosophies, different pieces of information. There's a breaking ball 2-2. So 2 strikes. But as I said, it's something that's gone rampant right through professional baseball with the catchers working off of the one knee. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Sandoval delivers. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Slater goes into books. He's down on strikes for the second time tonight. That is going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Tyro Estrada. Well, for Estrada, he's got one of the 2 San Francisco hits in the ball game. He had a double in the first inning. So 1-for-1 tonight as he comes to the plate. Estrada was not in action last week as he takes a breaking ball up and away. He spent some time on the injured list. So 1-0 strikes to Estrada as the lefty kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that's taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. I had a whole other appreciation for Sandoval when he pitched for Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. As there's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. I know that Sandoval is a productive player, but having him watch him pitch for Mexico, I was very impressed with his start. I believe that was against Japan. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called third strike. Oh, Estrada stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that go by for out number 3. And Sandoval strikes out the side here of the Giants in the third inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the third inning. Your score is the Giants nothing, the Angels nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the call at the bottom of the third. Got ourselves a pitcher's duel brewing right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to have Matt Theis, Randall Grichuk, and Luis Rengifo come to bat here in the third inning. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and in for ball one, and the count's 1-0 to Theis. Front shotgun shell says, can we hear less of Matt and Steve and more of the player cards? There's a fastball swung on. This is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Theis is going to be aboard with a leadoff single here in the third inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Randall Grichuk. So just to give you some thoughts on that for our friend Shotgun Shell, the answer to that is yes, maybe, and could be. Part of it is I've got to be able to try to get some more of those player cards and more of the music done, which is part of the issue. The other thing is that with the timing in between the major league ball games, in between innings, and the Japanese games are about 1 minute pretty much between the half innings. Major League Baseball, you're pushing 2. There's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Grichuk. It's just being able to get more to be able to get it done. I know our friend Shotgun Shell had sent me over a video. I put it up onto YouTube to run it through their stuff, and it's going to get hit with some sort of copyright claim on it. There's a fastball that swung on. It's tapped over to third. They throw it over to second for 1, and it's back to first. It's not going to be in time. It's going to go as a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Theis 5-4 for the first out of the inning, as Grichuk is safe on the back end. And I think part of that, why the highlights, or at least the highlight that you'd sent me, the college highlights, it's the same thing. I had run some live video or replay video in one of our live streams during the World Baseball Classic, and I had to go back and edit it out because even though we can give you the commentary, even though we can do the shorts, we can't do it in our live stream to run highlights, which is bizarre. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 as we had hit with a copyright claim. So I try to avoid the claims as opposed to the strikes. The strikes are what get you booted off of YouTube. So we had to take it down once the copyright claim had come up. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 0-2. So the big thing is to be able to have some more content on the in-between And that's just being able to create that as much as anything else. So the unfortunate part is that, yeah, you do get those two guys that are there, and they're kind enough to make the content. We just have to be able to put more stuff together at different times, and that is a bit of a challenge. There's a breaking ball swung on, is lifted softly into center field, coming hard on it and diving, and unable to make the catch is Luis Matos. That's going to get down for a base hit. And Rengifo is going to be aboard. It's going to put runners to first and second. Matos looked like he got a slow jump on the ball, and then he took off, and he was able to dive. Nice play by him to be able to take it off the one hop. If that ball would have got by him, it would have been for sure extra bases and probably a run. But Rengifo is going to get himself a single. Grichuk is going to stop at second. And that's going to bring Shohei Ohtani to the plate with runners at first and second and one gone. So that kind of answers your question there, Bill. But as we continue to put more into the database, yeah, it would be better if we only ran them, you're right, once every other inning. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-0 on Shohei. But for now, that's the best we can do. I remember when we first started doing the games, especially the Japanese games a couple of years ago, we wouldn't have anything in between innings. There would just be these long pauses. Here comes the 1-0. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1 strike on Ohtani. So any little bit of entertainment to be able to pass the time has always been sort of our goal. So 1 strike. As Webb checks the runner and now delivers, it's a changeup that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 strike it is. Right-hander Webb checking the runner at second, which is Grichuk, who's bouncing off the base. There's the pitch. It's a changeup swung on and missed. Tane way out in front. The count now goes to 2-2. I'm just taking the time to run the player cards. The other thing, too, is that we've kicked around ideas, and it's just, as I say again, it's taking the time to do it. It's fairly quickly to do it, then to convert it to the MP4, flip it around, and get it up. There's a changeup swung on, tapped softly over to first, fielded neatly by Flores. He steps on the base, and that's going to retire Ohtani on a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. Advancing to third is Grichuk, and moving to second is Rengifo. The cheerleader cards, of course, are one we've kicked around the idea of the mascots as well. Mascots are a little bit harder to come by. It'd be kind of cool to be able to even create some GIFs to go in between on the in-between as well. We'll have to spend a little time on that. So runners are at second and third with 2 gone here. On the flip side of the coin, the other piece that we talk about is sometimes just the hokiness of the commercials in between innings, why we do it. There is a fella, you can find him on YouTube. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count is 0-1. There used to be a guy in a place called Amherstburg, Ontario. I think it was Amherstburg or Leamington, Ontario. His name was Leo Rasico, and he always does these cornball commercials in between or before the hockey games for the National Hockey League on the CBC network, at least locally in Ontario. Here's the 0-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2 on Drury. Drury struck out his first time up against Webb. Webb has thrown approximately almost half his pitches have been changeups. As I say, it's hard to tell between his changeup and his sinker and his two-seamer. He has a very similar type of movement. There's a fastball that swung on, and it's grounded foul. The count remains at 0 balls and 2 strikes. So back to Shotgun Shell for a minute. The piece for us is just to be able to get that niche to be able to do it, whether it be the music, whatever. And then the other part of the music, sometimes the music really comes on loud. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. And that's the other part we have to figure out, because we could do the live and give you the play-by-play, when we go to the music that we use is stock music out of YouTube. And so it's royalty-free. We can use whenever we need to use. But the problem is it sometimes blasts. And even though we try to reduce the volume of it, we can't find the right piece. So I don't know if that's going to be an audio mixer that we'll have to add to the flow here. As that fastball misses inside, the count goes to 1-2 on Drury. Then that would be something, at least measuring our own volume, that it keeps it at a consistent volume for everybody. You're not having to flip it down during the in-between. So that'll be the off-season project. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. The count remains 1-2. So it sounds like the Baltimore Orioles have removed Kevin Brown from their MASN broadcast after he talked about the team's lack of movement at the deadline. I think that's absolutely disgusting. Kevin Brown, who talked about the struggles versus the Rays, but then also talked about some of their deadline stuff and everything else, as that fastball is swung on and tapped foul. I guess the Orioles don't like it, and they've pulled them from their feeds. A number of years ago up here in Vancouver, the owners of the Vancouver Canucks, there was a color commentator, Tom Larscheid, who used to do the Canuck games, and he was removed because they thought he was too critical about the home team. He was being honest in terms of some of the stuff. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. Drury goes down on strikes, and Webb gets himself out of a jam, as that is going to do it here in the third inning. There was no runs. There was 2 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 3 complete. It is the Angels nothing and the Giants nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with all the action after this. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Score 0-0. We'll be back in just a few. Nothing, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys all for listening in. We'll be right back after this. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations. Maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart. Visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Rouse Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for San Francisco. That means A.J. Pollock, Wilmer Flores, and J.D. Davis. The first offering to Pollock is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Pollock grounded to third his first time up as he faces the lefty Sandoval, who delivers a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Pollock. Pollock batting $169 with 5 homers and 15 runs driven in. Really struggled with the Seattle Mariners. He was another player that was acquired prior to the deadline by the Giants. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into straightaway center field. Drifting back on it and underneath it and making the catch is Mickey Moniak. That's going to retire Pollock for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to the first baseman his first time up. Flores entered the ballgame batting .303 on the season. 14 homers and 35 runs driven in. He takes a breaking ball outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sandoval back to work again. He delivers a breaking ball that bounces up to the plate. As he comes off the mound, he walks around a little gingerly. I don't know if he landed funny on that or what the deal was, but Matt Thaiss flips it back to him. So 2 balls and no strikes. Looks like he's got to go back and do a little gardening on the mound to get himself in a position that he likes. So here comes Sandoval ready to go again. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's in the corner. It's going to be extra bases. It's trouble. Going in after it is Grichuk. He picks it up and fires it back in, and that's going to be a 1-out double here for Flores. So he is aboard at second base with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, J.D. Davis. Well, for Davis, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first time up. As he bats here, facing the lefty Sandoval for the second time tonight. He was eventually erased on a fielder's choice. Raised his average up to .258. He's got 14 homers to go with 55 runs driven in. Sandoval checks the runner at second and delivers a slow breaking ball that swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Other piece to it, we had also our friend last year, Dave from Zero Fox Sports, also had run off a few ads for us as well, or some, I say call them ads. They're really in between break pieces. Unfortunately, I don't know what Dave is doing these days. He is not put out any content in the longest time. Saw a few shorts from him a little while back, but there's been nothing really since. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right center field. Moving over to make the catch is Moniak. Tagging at second is Flores, but he's going to hang on there. So that's going to be a fly ball to center field for the second out of the inning. Interesting. I would have thought that Flores maybe would have gone back and tagged. The ball was taking Moniak into the right center field gap and away from the infield. One would have thought that he might have been able to test the arm of the center fielder. But not so in this situation. Patrick Bailey batting here against the left-handed throwing Sandoval. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that swung on. This is lined into left field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Flores, and he's going to come in with the first run of the ball game. First hit here by Patrick Bailey. He's going to get himself an RBI. And Flores cashes in the first run of the ball game here in the 4th inning for the Giants, and they've taken a 1-0 lead. I was just about to, the words just about came out of my mouth and about to say, I don't know if I've seen Bailey swing from the right side. Because last week when we saw the Giants play, the switch hitting catcher hit left-handed the times that we had seen him. So there's the first pitch fastball delivered to Michael Conforto, and it swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So I guess that answers my question here in the 2 at-bats. He's got a walk and a single, does Bailey. Conforto bounced into that fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning. Batting here with the runner at first and 2 gone. Here comes the 0-1. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Conforto. As a reminder, once this game is finished, we'll give you the full roundup from around Major League Baseball. As all of the games that have been played here tonight are approaching their finish or are finished. 4 games still going on underway. There is one game that's in a delay in New York. The Mets and the Cubs are delayed. That game is in the 7th inning or going to the 7th inning. Here comes the 0-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on again. Sandoval falls to the ground. He's having trouble with the mound. Earlier, he lost his footing, and now he falls to the mound again. The catcher Theis is coming out. He wants to have somebody come out of the dugout. I don't know if it's his landing leg or what's going on. I think they're going to have to do some work here. But Sandoval, that's twice that he's lost his footing or felt weird. And yeah, you see just the way that he came out of it. So they're going to call time here. They're going to come out and take a look. No balls and 2 strikes. Then the trainer is out there to talk to him as well, as is the manager, Phil Nevin. So maybe they're going to get the gardening act to be done in between innings. So Sandoval seems to say he's all right. He's going to carry on and continue. They looked at him more because of the way that he had finished there. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Conforto. 2 gone in the 4th. As the managers return to the dugout, we're ready to get back to the live action here again. As we said, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night with these same 2 ball clubs, as is on Wednesday. And then on Thursday and Friday, we're going to give you the Bay Stars and the Giants at 10 o'clock Pacific time. So some Central League action from the NPB. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Our friend Rhodes Scholar was in here. He had asked a question, I think the other night or even in the email, and I don't know if I responded to it. The Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame is in the Tokyo Dome, or had been moved to the Tokyo Dome a number of years ago. Here comes the 1-2 offering now to Conforto. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. I did visit it when I was there the first year, 2019. It's $6 US for admission. And it's a very interesting piece. They do a lot for the Koshin tournament or the high school. They acknowledge that. They also have the professional baseball and the history of the game and those type of things. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. Conforto goes down on strikes. He's gone for out number 3, but the Giants get a run here in the 4th inning. They had 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. The score as we move to the bottom of the 4th, it is the Giants 1 and the Angels no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us. Be right back after this. One nothing for the Giants. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Mike Moustakas, CJ Cron, and Mickey Moniak to come to bat here in the 4th inning as the Los Angeles Angels will be facing Logan Webb for their 4th inning. Just taking a look at some of that news release, as they said that the Orioles ownership took issue with the comment, according to reports by Awful Announcing and the Athletics, saying that Brown had not appeared on a MASN television broadcast since. The reason for that is that we don't comment on personal matters. We look forward to hearing his voice soon, but the word on the street is that there's been some discipline, as he had been removed because of the struggles versus the Rays. Well, the first 2 pitches here to Mike Moustakas has got him in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strike to Moustakas. Moustakas, Cron, and Moniak here to face Webb, who rocks into the windup and delivers a changeup that swung on for strike 3 as Moustakas goes down for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, C.J. Cron. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says the MLB needs cheerleaders. Sometimes, I mean, when you look at the Japanese leagues and the Korean league, we also seen it in Europe and in different places, depending upon how they're used and how they're put out. There was a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Cron. Certain parts of the country, where depending upon where you're at, will appreciate the cheerleaders more than other parts of the country. Sort of like in Japan, of the 12 teams in Japan, I think there's 8 teams that have cheerleaders, 4 that do not. Here comes the offering from Webb, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. Even sitting here doing these games, and we can have fun in doing it and really enjoy doing the games. You can kind of say whatever we want to say and be honest about it. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 2-1. But when you're hired by a organization or you're hired by a team, people sometimes get upset if you say something negative. People are pretty sensitive about that. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. But it's reality if your team is stinking it up. I'm a longtime Detroit Lion fan. I could never be an announcer for the Detroit Lions. I'd probably be tossing my cookies in my lap every time they got onto the field and played. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Cron. Shotgun Shell says cheerleading helps as far as he's concerned, and so too does Captain Morgan in a lot of cases. And there's a changeup taken for a called third strike. Oh, back-to-back strikeouts here for Cron for Webb in the 4th inning as Cron goes down on strikes for out number 2. That's 3 in a row retired by strikeouts here by Logan Webb. So he's starting to find the groove now. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Mickey Moniak. Well, for Moniak, he's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up, and he takes a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Not everything can be a bowl of jelly beans or chocolate, as that ball is a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count goes to 1-1. Sometimes when you have to be honest in your reports, if that's what it is, sometimes there's people who don't like it. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 on Moniak. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on, and he fouls it off his lead leg, and the count remains at 1-2. That sometimes is a problem. People just don't like the fact that it's being honest. They can't say anything bad about the home team. Here's the 1-2. Pitch is on the way. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. There was a former broadcaster for the Detroit Lions. I think it was Jim Brandstatter, the University of Michigan alum, and he got gassed at one point. Longtime announcer, 20-plus years, for being too critical. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moniak. It'll be Hunter Renfroe to follow here should he get on in the 4th inning. Logan Webb rocking into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Moniak down on strikes. Webb strikes out the side. That's 4 strikeouts in a row now here for the San Francisco Ace. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board here in the 4th inning. As we move now to the top of the 5th, your score is the Giants 1 and the Angels no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back after this.
Let's go. Yo. I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for San Francisco in their half of the 5th inning. That means Luis Matos, Mark Mathias, and Austin Slater to face Patrick Sandoval, who is coming on for his 5th inning of work. Just getting ourselves ready to get back into this action here as we are checking out some of the scenes from around and about. So Sandoval ready to go again. I don't know if anybody's getting the lags where we're at, but we have been getting our fair share of lags here tonight on our feeds. So I don't know if it's you guys, if it's us, or if it's what we're getting in terms of some of the feeds from where we're at. So hopefully everything is coming together for you guys. It's a ball that misses outside. The count is 2-0, so we're a little bit behind here on the feed. 2 ball and no strikes to Luis Matos. We've had some challenges with our browser here tonight that when we move off of it, it seems like everything's a little bit slow. There's a fastball swung on, is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder. As it's in right center field, Demoniak, and he's going to make the catch. He had to come in and to his left. That's going to retire Matos for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Mark Mathias. So for Mathias, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up against the lefty Sandoval. Left-hander against the right-hander. Sandoval works into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Had our friend Gracie Lynn here the other night, and she was talking about, maybe why we're not getting more in the algorithm. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. And why sometimes our feeds aren't as big as they are. We've had some big crowds in the NPB over the last little bit. Mathias is making his Giants debut. He was acquired from the Mariners in that Pollock trade on the 31st. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is popped up into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder, Hunter Renfroe, and he makes the catch. And Mathias is gone for the second out. Just back to Mathias there for a second. He came over in the trade, and we mentioned earlier that Isan Diaz had been released. And not only released, but has subsequently landed with the Tigers just as quickly as he was released. So Diaz is going to get an opportunity to get a run out in Detroit. The revolving door, some of those organizations might as well bring him in and have a look for a couple of weeks, see what they're all about. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Austin Slater. Slater tonight 0 for 2 in this one. He has struck out both of his times against Sandoval. Batting here with 2 gone in the 5th. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. It's been a nice pitcher's duel so far in this one. Only 1 run scored. If you like pitcher's duels, you're in the right place. Sandoval rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Slater. Almost with both of these pitchers tonight, it's almost better off to sit for a changeup than it is to sit on their fastball. As here comes the 1-2 offering. Sandoval rocking into the motion. And there is a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped softly over to third. Moustakas fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Slater on a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Giants. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. Your score is San Francisco 1, Los Angeles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth in just a couple moments after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the fifth inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in. Hang tight. 1-0 Giants is the score.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. As we're back underway, the first pitch delivered to Hunter Renfroe is a fastball that's missiled foul down the left field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. 67 pitches through the first 4 innings for the starter Webb. He has struck out the last 4 hitters in a row, and he's got 5 in the ballgame through his 4 innings of work. Webb rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Renfroe. Interesting, they say that Renfroe has got 25 homers in each of his last 5 full seasons in the big leagues. There's a fastball hammered foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 0-2. Lots of wind in the Los Angeles area. Flags are blowing all over the place. Our friend Rhodes Scholar was talking about some of the, or we'd had some communication with regards to the Japanese league. As the pitch is on the way, it's a changeup that misses outside. The count goes to 1-2. One of the things that looking at doing is getting to some of the games, and obviously Chiba is one of the places I'm interested to see. Every time we see games in Chiba, it's like it is an absolute hurricane. There is a fastball that is swung on. This ball is driven into the left center field gap. It's going to get down and all the way to the wall. Picking up is the left fielder, Austin Slater, and he fires it back in, and it's going to be a leadoff double here for Hunter Renfroe to start the 5th inning. So he is aboard at second base with nobody out, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Matt Thaiss. But I was just thinking about it as those flags here in Los Angeles are blowing around like crazy. What would it be like to see a game in Chiba? Every time we watch games there, it's like the flags are stuck out straight. Absolute hurricane around the stadium. I know they're not that far away from the water, so I wonder how much of an impact that actually makes being right on the water. Here's the first pitch offered to Thaiss. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. We were saying in the last feed that Logan Webb is the pitcher in Major League Baseball that has the least run support, or the starting pitcher that has the least run support. He's only got 1 run here tonight. Kevin Gossman of the Blue Jays has the 2nd worst run support. As the pitch is on the way, it's a changeup that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Thaiss. They peel over to the third base umpire, but they say that Thaiss didn't go, and that keeps the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that swung on, and it is tapped foul right into the foot of the catcher, Thaiss. It's going to run the count to 1-2. Road Scholar says Chiba right on the coast. It's in that Tokyo area, but it's, I guess, around the bay, I guess is what you would want to call it. So the location of the stadium is kind of unique. It's right there on the water when you get the pan view. So I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to be there to get there. I've kind of got a little bit of a map and a program of how I want to do it, of how I want to be able to show people the video on how to get there and how to get to the different parks and where you're at. Certainly one of the things that you want to make sure you have is a JR Rail Pass, but I hear that the JR Rail Pass is going to have a significant price increase come October, so buckle up. If you're looking to make a purchase on the JR Rail Pass, you might want to find out about doing it sooner than later, as that's a pitch that misses outside. Count goes to 2-2 on Theis. Apparently, it's supposed to be doubling in some cases, or at least a 50% increase, if not more. I've heard some people say double. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 3-2. But if you make the purchase of it, I'm not sure how long it's good for. I think it's good for up to a year. So if you make the purchase in September, then it's going to save you a significant amount of money. You can also use it on the local trains if you're traveling around. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Theis as Logan Webb checks the runner at second. He delivers. It is a changeup swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Theis. That's what I'm interested in being able to see, just to be able to check out what it's going to be like in different areas. Being able to get there, what's it like? What's the stadium food like? I want to see what their best stadium food would be. Give it a review. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Theis. How much difference it is to that of North American food? I assume they would have hot dogs, one would have to think. But I'm sure they also would probably provide you a good yakisoba. I see some good shaved ice in Hokkaido. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, racing over and making the grab on the warning track up against the walls. The left fielder Slater. That's going to hold the runner Renfroe at second base. Oh, what a play by the left fielder. He had to get on his horse, and the ball just kept carrying away from him toward the foul line. He was able to run that one down. It was slicing away as he makes the grab, and then he uses the wall to brace himself. Fires it back in with the runner Renfroe having to hold at second base. That's going to bring up the left fielder Randall Grichuk. Interesting piece of base running there by Renfroe. He was more than halfway. I think if he would have tagged, he might have been able to advance, but he was trying to think that maybe it would have got down. He would have scored from where he was. They need a run. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Grichuk. It's a fastball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded by Davis. It's taken on a hop by Flores. What a play by Flores to pick it out of the dirt. Oh, it wasn't the best of throws, but that's going to retire Grichuk on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. It was almost like he threw it with his momentum behind him, but Flores does enough to hang on and hold on to the base. Davis is going to get the assist on the putout there, 5-3. That was an in-between hop for Flores. Does a great job of holding his foot on the bag. As we get multiple replays of it, that's going to bring up the top of the order in Luis Rengifo. For Rengifo tonight, he's got a hit in 2 trips. And he swings through a fastball for strike one, and the count is 0-1. He's also grounded out to first base. So no balls and 1 strike to Rengifo. Our friend Tyler in the house tonight. As the pitch is on the way, it's a changeup swung on and line foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2. Our friend Shotgun Shell says he'd ride the train from sushi place to sushi place until he found the ballpark. Well, that's the one thing I'm not a big fan of is sushi. Sushi is not to my liking. I do like ramen. I can eat ramen all day long. Different flavors of it. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2 now to Rengifo. Big time fan of the ramen. Can always do some noodles and some yakisoba, and Also some shrimp here and there. There's no doubt about it. Here comes the 1-2. It's a fastball swung on his grounded softly over to second, fielded by Matthias. He throws the first off balance. That's going to retire Rengifo. That's going to go as a ground out 4-3. Well, they wasted an opportunity, did the Angels. They had a leadoff double by Hunter Renfroe, but they leave him stranded at second base, and that is going to do it here in the fifth inning for the Angels. No runs, one hit, no error, one runner left the board. We are now through 5 complete innings. Your score is the San Francisco Giants 1 and the Angels nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. We got a 1-0 scoreline here, everybody. We're going to be moving to the 6th inning in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 6th inning. It's a 1-0 lead here for the Giants. It's going to be Tyro Estrada, AJ Pollock, and Wilmer Flores to come to bat. As our friend Road Scholar says, you better be on foot for the sushi if you want to do that. Yeah, as I said, for me, not a huge sushi fan, but definitely like the tempura. Also like the kushikatsu and takoyaki. As there's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Estrada. Estrada 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled in the first inning. He was stranded there, and he struck out looking in the third. As the lefty ready to go back to work again, he rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on it, is popped up over on the first base side, coming over in foul territory, and making the catch is CJ Cron, and that is going to do it for Estrada. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the right fielder, AJ Pollock. Well, for Pollock, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to third, and he has flown to center. His 2 trips to the plate. Against the left-hander Sandoval. Sandoval now at 73 pitches here in the 6th inning. I would think that he's probably got another inning or so left in him. He may stretch him up to see him into the 7th. It's been a well-played ball game. Friend, a Road Scholar says, Yakin Kuku, it looks like that's his Korean barbecue. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Well, we are going to be in Korea for the 24-hour window. We'll be in Seoul. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of that action as well. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball that's taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. A 24-hour layover as I fly from Osaka into Seoul, and then Seoul to Los Angeles on Korean Air. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to AJ Pollock. Road Scholar says, Yaki Niki, he's all thumbs up on. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-1. I will say in the West Coast here, certainly in Canada, the Korean and the Japanese food is top drawer. Korean barbecue is all over the place. There is sushi as well as ramen all over the place in the lower mainland. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty Sandoval rocks into the windup and delivers. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. Oh, Pollock didn't like the call, but Sandoval got the outside corner. That was a nice pitch. That's going to retire Pollock for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Wilmer Flores. No, and he hit his spot. Theis knew it too. AJ Pollock better go back and look at the video because that was a great spot by Sandoval. That brings up Wilmer Flores to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled and scored. The only run of the ball game was last time up, and he takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Flores enjoying a nice season here with the Giants. He's played all over the place. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. We've seen him at first. We've seen him at third. Our friend Shotgun Shell says Mongolian beef for the win. Yeah, years ago, I would have been right there on your bandwagon for sure, Shotgun Shell, but not so much these days. Got to stay away from the beef. Here's the 1-1. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. So it's just pretty much chicken and fish, things that fly and things that swim for me from these times out. And here comes the offering from the lefty. It's a breaking ball, waved out and missed. And Flores goes down on strikes for the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the sixth. This game is in full-on cruise control. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Moving to the bottom of the sixth inning, your score is the Giants won, the Angels no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay. Now, we got some special guests here. Now, I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you bring us. We'll be right back after this with all the action. It is 1-0 for the Giants. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. That means Shohei Ohtani, Brandon Drury, and Mike Moustakas, as Ohtani takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike. As we resume the action, Ohtani tonight 1 for 2. He singled back in the first inning and grounded out in the third as he swings at a fastball and taps that one foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. They talk about the highest wins above replacement in 1 year in the last 50 years. Gooden, Clemens, Bonds, and Martinez are all names on that list, as there's a changeup that misses down and the count goes to 1-2. They're saying that if Shohei Ohtani keeps up at the same pace, then he will be at a wins above replacement of 12, which will put him in that mix of one of the highest of all time. There's a fastball swung on, grounded into center field. It is going to be Ohtani digging for 2, and it's going to be a hustle double. So Ohtani to lead it off here with a double. He was coming hard out of the box. That ball was grounded up the middle. But where they had the center fielder playing was more toward left center field. He had to come a long way over to get the ball. And Ohtani turned on the jets as he rounded first base. He was able to get into second base safely with a double to lead it off here in the sixth. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Brandon Drury. Well, if we were watching the Japanese League right now, this would be a bunt opportunity for the Angels here. But this isn't the Japanese League. This is Major League Baseball, so I'd be surprised if that happens. So let's see if Drury can go the other way with it as he swings at a fastball and fouls it away, and the count is 0-1. They need to be able to get a run in here, and this is where you need the situational hitting, the manufacture the run to tie the ball game up. Webb is at 91 pitches right now here in the bottom of the sixth. I would think that depending upon how this one goes, this might be the end of the line for him tonight. There's a fastball that just misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. He was at 85 pitches through his 5 innings of work, was the ace of the Giants staff. Here's the offering, and it is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count goes to 1-2. Road Scholar says eventually he'll accept WAR as a stat. You know, the wins above replacement, I always say if the mathematical model is just too complex to have to explain it, I'm not sure it could be done. It was kind of like the discussion the other night I started on, where they talked about the launch angle of the hitters. Who cares about the launch angle? What about the depth and trajectory from the pitchers? There's a fastball swung on and tap foul on the third base side, and the count's 1-2. You'll see sometimes some pitchers have downward taper on their fastball. That's just why they lowered the mounds back in 1968. What is the angle that the pitchers are delivering the pitch at? And how does that match up with the launch angle of the swing of the hitter? Here's the 1-2. There's a fastball swung on, grounded softly to short. Ohtani retreats to second. They go to first, and Drury grounds out 6-3. That's what I was talking about right there. Is it going to be good situational hitting? And Drury doesn't get the job done as he rolls it over to the shortstop. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. Ohtani is still in scoring position, but when you can get the runner to third base, it just gives you so many more different ways to score runs. Whether it be a balk or a sacrifice fly or hit, a wild pitch or a pass ball, anything along those lines. Here comes the offering now to Moustakas, and it's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that misses outside for ball one. The count is 1-0. That is always a bit of a problem when you're watching North American baseball. It's the little things that they aren't able to execute, or it's the execution that isn't always happening. Here's the 1-0 offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. You don't just want guys to get up to stand the bat and swing out of their backside. I want guys to be able to do some stuff, be able to hit the ball the other way, to be able to control the bat, be productive in their at-bats, even if they get themselves out. Here's the 1-1. That pitch is a fastball that comes inside under the hands of Moustakas, and the count goes now to 2-1. Since July 25th, Mike Moustakas has been one of the hottest hitters in the game. As the pitch is on the way, it's a changeup swung on and hammered foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 2-2 on Moustakas. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Webb gets himself a new baseball that he rubs it up, ready to go back to work. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. That's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Road Scholar says they make up home run distances. Why should I believe any of MLB's kooky numbers? I don't know if the home run distances are so far made up, because you can measure exactly where it is to each spot even before the game's done. You just have to pick the point where it lands and get your golf tracker out and be able to figure out that distance. As that fastball misses outside, the count's now 3-2 to Moustakas. But certainly the ones where, they leave the park, or the anticipated where it would finish. Those ones are kind of tough to believe. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That's going to retire Moustakas for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, C.J. Cron. But to your point, there are some wild numbers, wild things that Major League Baseball does present and how they present it. For example, when I was watching that Tiger-Tampa Bay game yesterday, or calling the game, and you're seeing some of the statistics, they don't tell you how many strikeouts that the pitcher would have. They don't tell you how many walks they have. They tell you what the percentages of batters face that they strike out. I don't care about that. I want to know how many strikeouts and how many innings. That type of thing to me is, I can do the math. I want to know the hard numbers rather than the percentages. And when you present the percentages in a small sample size, it can really skew what the intended evaluation would be from a pitcher to pitcher or hitter to hitter. Here's the first offering to C.J. Cron. This ball is going to be golfed into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Cutting it off is the center fielder, Matos. He's going to get it in. It's going to be an RBI single for Cron. That's going to tie the ball game up at 1 here. Shohei Ohtani comes in to score the first run of the game for the Angels, and we're all locked at 1s here now. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Mickey Moniak. Shotgun Shell says, batters used to take pride in being able to lay down a bunt. And he says, now I'm wondering how often they practice bunting. Interesting. I know in the preseason, hitters will do that. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I remember I had a player who used to play for me, was in the Baltimore Orioles organization, same time as when Manny Machado was there. That would have been his rookie year. There's a fastball swung on and grounded, foul over on the first base side. The count is 0-2. And they used to say that after practice, they would have a big line of players, and you had to bunt the ball into a circle or into a string or whatever it was, into a target, and get the job done. And if you didn't do it off a pitching machine, they'd have the machine fired up into the 90s. They'd go to the end of the line. And they said literally this was one player, a rookie ball player, is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's bobbled by Matos in center, and that's going to allow the runner to move up to second. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's not in time. The ball has been dropped, and that is going to be C.J. Cron scoring all the way from first base on the error. So it's a single by Mickey Moniak. He's going to go to second on the error by Matos. It's going to allow Cron to come all the way around. That's going to give the Angels a 2-1 lead. We're going to have to get the official scoring. Did they give them 1 error or did they give them 2 errors on that one? So ball was hit in the right center field. That should have been a first to third situation, but they kept wheeling around the runner all the way around from third. The throw to the plate ended up being in time, but Patrick Bailey unable to hang on to the ball. Matos just whiffed on it. Then he kicked it. And then when he went to pick it up, he bobbled it again. So we're going to have to wait and see if that's 1 error or 2 errors on that one. But I think Moniak will not. He shouldn't get an RBI. He should score on the error, but safe as the call as that ball was dropped at the plate. And the Angels have a 2-1 lead. And that is the end of the night here for Logan Webb. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. We've got some entertainment on our hands here now. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Steve, and for your pitching change update, it is going to be Tristan Beck coming into the ball game, the 6'4" right-hander, going to be taking over here for Logan Webb. The rookie is making his 23rd appearance of the year. He's worked 56 innings. He's allowed 46 hits, 18 runs, 17 have been earned. He's walked 13 and struck out 44, and he's got an ERA of 2.73. So Tristan Beck on in relief of Logan Webb. Webb had himself a pretty brilliant ball game here today. Just it was in that last inning here where the wheels started to come off here. Some of it by his own doing and some of it by the defense. That throw was in time, and had Bailey been able to hang on, that would have been an out. The umpire was coming up with the right hand to bang him out upon the drop ball there by Bailey. That allowed the run to score. So Beck ready to face Hunter Renfroe here, and the first offering on the way is a breaking ball that misses up and away for ball one. The count's 1-0. Renfroe has a double in 2 trips. Tonight, he's also grounded out to third as he waits on the offering here from Beck, who delivers a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-1 to Renfroe. This is our first look at Tristan Beck, the lanky right-hander. Shotgun Shell says that's the exact size of the Japan cheerleaders. He's looking for a sample size. There you go. As that pitch is a breaking ball that misses, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Renfroe. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It's a 2-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The runner at second, Moniak, with 2 gone. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 2-2 to Renfroe. Angels have another lefty up in the bullpen. It is Matt Moore, who's up and throwing. As Phil Nevin looks like he may be countering and going to the bullpen in their 7th inning. There was a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Renfroe down on strikes for out number 3. That's going to do it here. But there was damage done in the inning. The Angels have now taken the lead. They got 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 7th inning. It is the Los Angeles Angels 2 and the San Francisco Giants 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few with all the action right after this.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 7th inning. It's going to be J.D. Davis, Patrick Bailey, and Michael Conforto slated to come to bat. As we're just getting word to see if it is going to be a pitching change or if they are going to stay with the left-hander Patrick Sandoval. Sandoval through 6 innings has 7 strikeouts in this ballgame here. He has struck out the last 2 hitters of the 6th inning, and he is going to be back on for yet another inning of work. There is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Davis. They did have the lefty Matt Moore up and throwing in the bullpen. Did the Angels in that last half. He looked like he was getting serious about coming in. 83 pitches through the 6th innings for Sandoval. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Sandoval holding the ball at the belt, rocking into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, once this game is over, we'll give you a full rundown across Major League Baseball, as many of the games are now finals. There's only 2 games that are still currently going on. There's a changeup swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving back to the warning track and watching that one sail into the waterfall is the center fielder Moniak. That ball's gone. A home run here by J.D. Davis. And that is even the scoreline here at 2-2 in the 7th inning. As he rounds the bases here, that's his second hit of the ball game, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Patrick Bailey. So the fireworks have started here in the back half of the ball game. And Sandoval knew it as soon as he delivered the pitch. That ball got out in a hurry. J.D. Davis knew it as well. And here's the first offering to Bailey. It is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is 0-1. So we got ourselves a ball game all evened up here again. So no balls and 1 strike. Sandoval gets his sign from his catcher, Theis. He works into the windup and delivers. It's a changeup that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bailey's raised his season average to 260 on the year with the 5 homers and 33 runs driven in. He's got 1 for 1 and a walk in his other trips tonight as he takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. By the looks of it, this game will become a battle of the bullpens. And with it all evened up at 2, I have to say probably the needle would point towards the Giants. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul right at home plate, and the count remains at 1-2 to Bailey. We did see the Angels bullpen in action last week, and that was a little bit dicey. We saw Estevez blow his first save of the year. So curious to see how that's going to play out. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is to the switch hitting catcher of the San Francisco Giants. Here comes the offering from Sandoval. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sandoval ready to go back to work as he holds to the set position. He rocks into the windup and now delivers. And that is a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Bailey knew it too. He is gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to be strikeout number 8 in the books here for Sandoval. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Michael Conforto. Or at least it's slated to bring up Conforto. Conforto has struggled tonight here against the lefty Sandoval. That is who is going to hit here. He has bounced into a fielder's choice and struck out in his 2 trips up, and he takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Lefty Sandoval ready to deliver. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count now goes even to 1 ball, 1 strike. 95 pitches for the Angels lefty. He's given them a quality start so far here tonight. He's into the 7th inning with 1 gone here. Here comes the offering. As the lefty delivers, it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Fielded as he moves into the 4-hole by the second baseman, Drury. He throws to first. That's going to be a ground out. 4-3. That's going to retire Conforto for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Luis Matos. Well, for Matos, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a double play, and he has flown out to center. But it was his error in the last half inning in the bottom of the 6th that was able to allow the second run, C.J. Cron, to score all the way from first base. He takes a fastball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Matos. The old saying, you can't play soccer on a baseball diamond and have success, was in full effect there. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the lefty Sandoval rocks into the windup and delivers. It is a breaking ball waved at him as the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. lefty Sandoval looks like he's ready to finish this one out. Here comes the offering now to the right-handed hitting Matos. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to third. Moustakas fields it. He spins 360, throws to first, and it's going to be off of the glove of CJ Cron. I'm not sure if they would have got him anyway. We're going to have to see how they're going to score this one. But that is going to be an error on the third baseman, Moustakas. If he keeps the ball down, you have a legitimate chance to be able to get the runner. That's going to be E5. Matos is going to be aboard on the error, and that's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Mark Mathias. And that's going to bring Phil Nevin out to the mound as he's going to come on out, and that's going to be the end of the night for Sandoval. I don't know why. I think I would have left him in to face Mathias, but that's it. Phil Nevin is done. He's come out to get his left-hander to a ovation, and that is going to bring in a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. We appreciate you guys for listening in. 2 gone here, but we'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, while the manager's searching for a relief pitcher, let me help you with some relief channels. On top of mine and Freddy's, you can always check out Redbeard Breaks, Zero Fox Sports. You know another Hollis build, check them out again. Maybe Beast and Beauty Breaks, or even Dab's Family. Oh, looks like they have their pitcher, so after the game, check out some other videos by Freddy. They're fun, they're cool. Enjoy the game, peace out, and cheers!
Appreciate you there, Steve. They are going to the bullpen, are the Angels, and we're waiting for the confirmation of the change. It is a 2-2 ball game as we have here now. As it is going to be Mark Mathias, who is slated to come to bat with 2 outs and the runner at first. We're just waiting for all the stuff to come back here live so we can update you on all of that. The night is done for the lefty. As Sandoval's night is over, it is going to be Matt Moore who is going to be entering the ball game. Matt Moore, the former Fukuoka SoftBank Hawk, he had a great start to his career in Major League Baseball. Unfortunately for him, he has had some injury woes and he had bounced around quite a bit. But Matt Moore is coming on in relief here for the Angels. Got a chance to see him with the Detroit Tigers a couple years ago, and he ended up blowing up his knee. 3-1 record through 32 games this year, worked 35 2/3 innings. He has 10 walks and 35 strikeouts, but he's got a sparkling 1.77 ERA. I would say that Moore is probably going to be extending his career for a few years by coming out of the bullpen, as the longtime starter is getting into the twilight of his career. He was an all-star back in 2013 when he won 17 games and lost 4 for Tampa Bay. It looked like he was going to be on for a long time there. He ended up with San Francisco in 2016 and 17. And he was with the Texas Rangers, the Tigers. Then he ended up getting hurt, went off to Japan, came back with the Phillies, Texas, and now he finds himself here with the Angels, having a great season out of the pen. He throws over to first base, and getting back safely is Matos. So Matos is the runner at first. There's 2 gone here in the 7th inning. Mark Mathias is at the plate here. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He is struck out and flown out to right, as the lefty holds to the set and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mathias. So no balls and 1 strike. As we said, after this game is over, we'll give you the roundup from around Major League Baseball. All the games that are going on across the league. There's only a couple left that are still going, as we mentioned. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-1. It's not a full slate of games. Not everybody is in action tonight on the Monday, but a number of games that were played across the Major League Baseball. Here comes the 1-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into the right field corner. It's going to be trouble if it's fair, and it's going to bounce foul into the stands. Oh, it was Hunter Renfroe pointing that landed foul. He was not going to be able to make that catch. He was doing the umpiring for the officials here. That was actually kind of funny. He was pointing with his hand. Foul ball. As that one landed into foul territory. Don't need the umpires when you've got Hunter Renfroe out there. Corey Blazer is the first base umpire here tonight, with Jansen Viscotti behind the plate, Ron Culpa at second, and Carlos Torres over at third. I'm sure Corey Blazer appreciated that one on the call. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Matthias. As he now asks for time and steps out of the batter's box. That's his offensive timeout. Now we're ready to go back at it again. 1-2 pitch. Ready to come here from Matt Moore on in relief of Sandoval. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that bounces up to the plate. Nice stop there by the catcher, Theis. Keep it in front. That's going to keep the runner at first base. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Matthias. As I said earlier, battle of the bullpens now, and my needle would point to the San Francisco Giants. I just like their bullpen a little bit better than the Angels. This is the crazy part of baseball. Anything can happen once the bullpens get into the game. Here's the 2-2. It's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul right at home plate, and the count remains at 2-2. Be amazing if the Angels could make the playoffs, I think, because of just how many injuries they had. We talked about that earlier in the stream. The regular players that they have, everybody that is out, and probably some guys not going to be back this year. But for them to still keep competing here, here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away. The count now goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Matthias. Good on them for going out and getting Moustakas and Cron and Grichuk and others to try to make a push or to keep this together. Here's the 3-2. That's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Matthias is down on strikes. He's going to be gone for out number 3. And that will do it here in the 7th inning. But they get a run back to the Giants on the leadoff home run by J.D. Davis. 1 run in the inning, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 7th. Your score is the Angels 2 and the Giants 2. Stick around. We'll be back with the call in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. We'll be right back. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations. Maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart. Visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Rouse Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It'll be Matt Theis, Randall Grichuk, and Luis Rengifo slated to come to bat. It is going to be inning number 7 here. So far in this one, as we do have a pitch change, Tyler Rogers coming in. It'll be his 51st game of the year. He's 4-4 on the year. He's worked 55 2/3 innings. He has walked 15 and struck out 45, and he's got an ERA of 2.43. So Tyler Rogers on in relief. For those of you who have not seen him, of the twin brothers, he is the slow, sidewinding right-hander. Delivers a first pitch fastball that swung on it, is lifted up into left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder Slater, and he makes the catch. With one pitch, we've got one away here in the 7th inning. That is going to bring up the left fielder Randall Grichuk. So for Grichuk tonight, he's 0 for 2. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he's grounded out to third in his 2 trips to the plate. And the first pitch is a 74-mile-an-hour changeup that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count's 1-0. Rogers is a submariner. His twin brother is a power arm lefty out of the pen. Couldn't be two more opposites than these two here. There's a breaking ball delivered that swung on and fouled away over on the third base side, and the count is 1-1. Grichuk has not had a lot of success against Rogers in his career. He is 1 for 6 and an RBI. As the right-hander delivers, and it is a changeup that misses downstairs, and the count goes to 2-1. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell the difference between his changeups and his fastballs. There's not a lot of heat that comes here, that's for sure. So here's the 2-1 offering. It is a changeup that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We do want to thank everybody who joins us, whether they listen live or on delay, but also we do stream these games on Twitch. So hopefully if anybody is listening over there, we are glad you have us tonight. We haven't gone over to check tonight. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. Falling down is the right fielder, is A.J. Pollock. It gets over his head. Rounding second and heading to third is Grichuk. And he's going to get into third. Oh, boy, that was ugly. A.J. Pollock, I'm not sure what happened there. We're going to have to look. It's going to be a triple given to Grichuk. But it looked like Pollock had just started and then he collapsed. It looked like he started in, and then when he went to retreat, the ball got over his head all the way to the wall. And Grichuk gets himself a triple here to lead off the 7th inning. With 1 out here in the 7th inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Luis Rengifo. Oh, A.J. Pollock, got a feel for him in some ways. He's not having a great night tonight at the plate, and now that here defensively. So the first pitch to Rengifo is a changeup swung on. It's going to be looped into right field for a base hit. The ball always finds the weak spot, so to speak, and it ends up in the hands of the right fielders. And the right fielder, Pollock, he fires it back in, but the Angels have now taken lead here. And it is 3-2 for Los Angeles. RBI single by Rengifo, scoring the triple by Grichuk. Go back to that play. He started in, did Pollock, first couple of steps. Then when he had to fire on the brakes to try to retreat, the ball ends up sailing over his head all the way to the wall as he fell into the ground. Oh, boy, that's got to be tough. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani tonight is 2 for 3. He's got himself a single, a double. He scored one of the runs. He's also got a stolen base in this one. Very productive has been the Japanese DH. Here comes the offering now from Rogers, who kicks and delivers. It's a 72-mile-an-hour changeup that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So for the Angel fans that are listening in here tonight, they're probably pumping their fists. For the Giants fans, they're running to the bathroom to have to puke. Unbelievable. Here's the pitch. It's a changeup swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Pollock. He's got time and space. He makes the catch. He's going to fire that one back in. So Ohtani gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Brandon Drury. But that is utterly painful if you are a Giant fan, having to have watched that defense. So Drury comes to the plate, 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice, and he's grounded to short, but that was all against the starter, Logan Webb. Here comes the first offering from Rogers. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count's 1-0. Two gone here, a runner at first base, a 3-2 lead now for the Angels in the bottom of the 7th. There's a changeup taken for a called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Angels are currently nestled in 4th place in the American League West, 10.5 back of the Rangers. Rangers got some bad news this week as Josh Young had a thumb fracture. He's going to be out for a while. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 1-2 on Drury. Angels fell 1 game below 500 after that series with the Seattle Mariners. Angels are 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 6 straight. Mariners are on a 5-game winning streak. They throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Rengifo. Need to find a way to get back on track. Including this game, there's 49 games left in the Angels season. And here comes the offering from Rogers. The 1-2 on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Drifting over is Matos, and he's going to make the catch just in front of the warning track. And that is going to do it as Drury's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they got a run in the inning. It was the triple by Chick and the single by Rengifo that had put the Angels out in front. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We're now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is the Angels 3, the Giants 2. Stick around with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order slated to come to bat here for the Giants in their half of the 8th inning, but we are going to have ourselves a pitching change as Matt Moore's short night on the mound is done for the Angels. We'll get you all that information here in just a moment. It'll be the top of the order slated to come to bat: Austin Slater, Thairo Estrada, and A.J. Pollock. That pitching change is going to be a right-hander coming into the game. It's Jose Soriano making his 21st appearance. He's worked 24 innings, allowed 16 walks, 38 strikeouts, and he's got an ERA of 3.38. Soriano has no decision this year. You saw him in the series the other night, or the game the other night against the Angels. There's a first pitch fastball swung on, grounded softly to first, and with one pitch, there's one away as it's going to be a ground out 4-3. Slater goes in the books for the first out of the inning. Our friend Gracie Lynn makes it in tonight. We appreciate you for being here, Gracie. She says, let's go Giants. She's not a big fan of the Angels. Well, the Giants are in the holiday spirit tonight. They gave a beautiful gift to the Angels in that last half inning, as it was a single or maybe an out played into a triple by the right fielder A.J. Pollock. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Counts 0-1 to Estrada. Estrada 1 for 3 tonight. He had a double in the first inning, then struck out looking and popped the first his other 2 trips. And there is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. And the aforementioned A.J. Pollock, who is on deck, is probably not going to make it, as it looks like Jock Peterson is moved into the on-deck circle to hit for him. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. Gracie says, have you changed your background screen layout, or am I hallucinating? We have some different colors for the Major League games. We've been running a little bit here and there, as there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. We did it yesterday for the Tigers and Tampa Bay, and we had a different one. So for the Major League games, we're just running it a little bit different. We have the same pink color for the NPB, as there is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. The NPB, of course, the reason we do pink is because, one, because of the cherry blossoms, and two, it is kind of an appropriate color for the Japanese league. They got a lot of pink that the players will sometimes wear for a variety of reasons, as not main part of the uniforms, but certainly as some trim. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Estrada for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to Jock Peterson, who's going to come in to pinch hit for A.J. Pollock. Our friend Shotgun Shell says the cherry blossom. Yes, we've done the pink background. When we were doing the exhibition games, we would have the cherry blossom tree, and then we would have the layout of Japan as what we've been using for the other part of our games on the stream, and then the old school mic in the middle. So the pitching coach came out to have a word with the pitcher Soriano there, as we do have a pinch hitter, Jock Peterson, batting .232 on the year, 11 homers and 38 runs batted in. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Just been playing with the backgrounds a little bit, and some of that stuff, it's like making thumbnails for the channel and just trying to do some different stuff. Of course, the background with the pitchers and everything else. Here's the offering. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. Jock Peterson. Peterson coming off the bench. Giants pinch hitters have 6 pinch hit home runs this year. They're tied with the Cincinnati Reds for most pinch hit homers in Major League Baseball, as there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and it's now 3-0 to Peterson. Wilmer Flores waits his turn on deck. So just trying to play with some different backgrounds. I've got a couple ideas I want to give a thought to, and there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1 to Peterson. Just not sure what I'm going to do or how to do it. Maybe like a watermark in some regards. But it's kind of fun playing with the thumbnails. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball's belted into deep right center field. Moving back is Moniak. He leaps, and he's going to make the catch. He's going to take the home run away from Jock Peterson right at the wall. Peterson hit that ball. It was a rainmaker. That ball was hit really, really high. And right at the wall, Moniak is able to get up and to take it away from Peterson to end the inning. Oh, get to Instagram tonight. You're going to be able to watch that one on the highlight reel. Nice job by Moniak doing his best Mike Trout impersonation to rob Peterson of a home run, and that is going to do it here in the 8th inning for the Giants. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Los Angeles Angels 3 and the San Francisco Giants 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. What a play by Moniak. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 8th inning coming up, and we'll be right back. 3-2 ball game for the Angels. Stick around. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Moustakas, Cron, and Moniak slated to come to bat here in the 8th inning for the Angels, and we're just getting a confirmation if that is going to be the end of the night for Tyler Rogers. And it is, as it's going to be his brother who is coming on in relief, the hard-throwing lefty. So the heart of the batting order here for the Angels, and the first pitch is a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Mike Moustakas. Taylor Rogers working his 44th ball game. He's 5-4 on the year. 38 1/3 innings. He's got himself a .258 earned run average. As there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. Moustakas tonight is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and grounded out 4-1 earlier. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner to counts 1-2. Gracie Lynn said that Peterson was a fantastic under the radar signing for the Braves. And it's going to be Lamont Wade Jr. who is going to go into the outfield. There's been a couple of changes here. I'll have to get you those in just a moment as that breaking ball is swung on and tapped foul at home plate. The count remains at 1-2. You know, Jock Peterson, I remember when he was with the Dodgers, and then he had had a couple of tours with some different clubs, including the Chicago Cubs. But he was a great signing for the Braves. Of course, when the Braves won that World Series going into that season, as there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, Moustakas is down on strikes for the third time tonight. He's gone for out number 1 here in the 8th inning, and that's going to bring up C.J. Cron. When I think about that, I think about the moves that they made, getting Jorge Soler, Adam Duvall, Eddie Rosario. There were 4 players that the Alex Anthopoulos acquired, and you think that it would have been Ozuna, Acuna, and Pache as the projected lineup in the outfield at the beginning of spring training, as there's a fastball taken for a call and strike. But really, ever since then, I've seen Jock Peterson, and I have to say he probably might want to get a trainer or a personal trainer to get him into some better shape, because it looks like he has been a little bit sloppy as that fastball misses, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And as I say, a little bit sloppy in terms of I wonder how long exactly his career is going to last if he doesn't take care of himself. There's a fastball that's grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Matthias, who throws to first. That's going to retire Cron on a ground out 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away here in the 8th inning, and it's going to leave it all up to the Mickey Moniak, who made that sensational catch to end that last half inning. Actually, I have to tell you, though, in watching Moniak make that catch, it looked like he had mistimed his jump. He maybe had leapt a little bit early. He still was able to take the home run away, but I think he probably could have timed that a little bit better. Here comes the first offering from Rogers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0 balls and 1 strike. Moniak singled, struck out, and grounded out in his 3 trips here tonight. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So 0 balls and 2 strikes. Left-hander holds, set, and now delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. That's a pretty productive inning for Tyler Rogers, who comes in and retires the Angels in order 1, 2, 3. We're through 8 complete. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're moving to the top of the 9th. Your score is Los Angeles 3, San Francisco 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the top of the 9th inning when we return See how this all plays out for the Angels, looking to break this 6-game losing streak. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. It is Steve Rademacher. We thank you for all of your support. It is going to be Wilmer Flores, J.D. Davis, and Patrick Bailey slated to come to bat. Our friend Gracie pops in and says no, we hadn't covered it, but you are absolutely correct. It did flash across our screen as Ohtani is the fastest player in Major League history to hit 40 homers and steal 15 bases. It is going to be Carlos Estevez who is coming in tonight, as Estevez is making his 46th appearance. He's got a 5-2 record. He has 23 saves and 24 opportunities. That was the first blown save the other night. He's got an ERA at 2.60. He's worked 45 innings this year and has 56 strikeouts. So Carlos Estevez in here to try to close this one out. He is going to be the fourth pitcher used by Phil Nevin here tonight. For Flores, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled and scored a run back in the fourth. He's also popped the first and struck out. Gracie says, don't take it wrong, but we hope that Estevez has back-to-back blown saves. Well, the Angels right now in the midst of a 6th-game losing streak. As they have asked for time, the home plate umpire has come out because apparently the earpiece for Estevez is not working. Again, take the technology and fire it into the garbage can if you possibly can. So Moustakas is leaning in. It looks like they've lost all communication here. Go back to dropping the fingers down or use a touch system or trying to figure something out. This isn't rocket science out here, especially when you don't have rocket scientists on the mound. Although some of the batters at the plate would like to put the ball into orbit from these guys. They have the communication tool that rests on the catcher's knees and all the rest. It starts to make it a bit of a gimmicky type of thing. College baseball, if you look at what they do with the arm stuff, there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. It counts 0-1. You'll see they wear the armbands on their sleeves. It's basically impossible to pick out these signs. You can flash the numbering system. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So our friend Gracie, who's in the stream tonight, she's pulling hard for the Giants to come back here and knock off the Angels. Well, Wilmer Flores has done his part. That's a leadoff single to get things going here in the 9th. That's going to bring up J.D. Davis. Well, Davis has already got a home run in this one. He's 2 for 3. He's got a home run and a single. He's raised his season average up to 259. Batting from the right side here against Estevez. Estevez is a big fella. He kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count's 1-0. Gracie also says with the pitch clock, you wouldn't have time to do the hand signals. That's a good point. You got to get that information into the pitcher pretty quick as that pitch misses down. Count now is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Davis. Amazing how the game has changed over the last 10 years. And the pitch on the way, it's a fastball at 97, swung on and fouled away. And the count now is 2-1 to Davis. This game here tonight has had great pace and tempo to it. Again, we'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow and on Wednesday with these same ball clubs. We're going to finish this series off, and then it's going to be an early game on Thursday for Japanese baseball. It's going to be a 10 o'clock p.m. first pitch Pacific time. As that fastball is fouled away off the Coors Light sign, and the count now goes to 2-2. Rhodes Scholar's pumping his fist for the Halos here. Maybe Gracie wants the Angels to move and not Oakland, as there's a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 3-2. I feel bad for Artie Moreno. Artie Moreno wants to pour money into the team. It's the people that he's had around him, or the decision-making of people that are around him, that have caused problems. You think of some of the events that have gone on with the Angels, as there's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and Davis is aboard with a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring Patrick Bailey to the plate. So if we were in the Japanese League, we'd be watching Patrick Bailey square to bunt right now, but seeing that we're not, we're going to get a visit from the pitcher. I wouldn't think that Bailey's going to bunt here in this situation, but we were in the Japanese situation. I think of Tyler Skaggs, the whole event that went around Tyler Skaggs as well, what went on in the organization at the time that he was there. That was a black eye as well. There's a lefty throwing. It's Aaron Loop up and throwing in the bullpen. I remember him as a Toronto Blue Jay. He used to be referred to as Everyday Aaron. Seemed like he was up and throwing all the time. We are going to get a pinch runner at second base for Wilmer Flores. It's going to be Blake Sable coming into the game. So he's going to come over and run, and it is going to be Bailey who is going to be batting from the left side here for the first time tonight. They are going to play the corners in, so they are anticipating the potential of a bunt for Bailey. And the Giants do like the bunt, or they can bunt maybe more than some other teams. Last year, they were, as far as bunts for base hits were concerned, were the National League leaders. Rengifo out of the ballgame. It's Velasquez who is in it short for him. And here's the first pitch for Bailey. No sign of a bunt as he swings and pops it foul behind home plate. The count is quickly 0-1. Gracie underscores her point by saying she'd like to have Trout and Ohtani leave, go to an organization that will build around them to win. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, and this ball is going to get by the left fielder, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Unbelievable. The play there by the left fielder as he sort of half dove Grichuk. Ball goes all the way to the wall. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, and that is going to give the Giants a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 9th inning. We're going to see how they're going to score that one, but one would have to think, because it wasn't an error and he didn't touch the ball, Patrick Bailey's going to get himself a 2-run double to take the lead here. But what an untimely situation. And that's exactly what it is. A 2-run double here for Patrick Bailey. He knocks in a pair. And it's a 4-3 lead now for the Giants. A runner at second. And nobody out. Unbelievable. Randall Grichuk let that one get all the way to the wall. They're going to hold the 4 fingers up to Michael Conforto. He's going to be intentionally walked, and that's going to bring Luis Matos to the plate. So now there's runners at first and second. So the honeymoon is over for Randall Grichuk. That ball there, it almost looked like he stumbled as he was trying to get there. He stuck his glove out. Ball got by him all the way to the fence. And now squaring to bunt and getting it down is Luis Matos, but he bunts it foul down the first baseline. The count is 0-1. Oh boy, Gracie's come in here tonight. And there you have it. Gabrielle's in the house tonight. We thank you for joining us. Shotgun Shell thanking Gracie for bringing in the knife. And is Camilo Doval up in the bullpen, and squaring the bunt here is Matos as he takes a fastball. They throw down to second base, and that is going to return the runner Bailey back. That last pitch was taken for a ball by Matos, and the count is 1-1. So 4-3, the Giants have the lead here in the top of the ninth inning. Everything has gone sideways here for the Angels. But don't go away because this game has only gotten going here in the late innings. And there is a fastball delivered. It is bunted down, fielded by the first baseman, Cron. He took a look at third, but he was not able to execute it. I was kind of watching him field it, and I'm saying, yeah, they don't field it like the Japanese do. And then he goes to first base, and he throws like a looper to first. He didn't even field it properly. And then when he fielded it, he just flicked it to first. Matos is going to get a sacrifice. That's going to go in the books as 3-4 on the putout. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Bailey over to third, and the runner Conforto to second. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mark Mathias. Mathias 0 for 3 tonight. He's struck out twice and flown to right. So he said making his Giants debut after being acquired in the trade from the Mariners. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball at 99, swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2. This could be back-to-back blown saves by Estevez. In fact, it is already. Some of it really isn't Estevez's fault. Grichuk just keeps it in front. It's probably runners at first and second, maybe first and third. Certainly not 2 runs in. Now, here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home. And it's going to increase the lead here. Not just Patrick Bailey scoring, but Michael Conforto. It's now a 6-3 lead here for the Giants. On a 2-run single by Mathias. That was clutch. And the Angel fans are in absolute shell shock in Los Angeles. So Bailey to score the 5th run of the ball game, and Conforto run number 6. And the score line here now 6-3. Gracie said she missed the trade. It was actually the Giants that made the trade with the Mariners. It was A.J. Pollock and Mark Mathias coming over to the San Francisco Giants. I forget who went the other way to the Mariners, but Phil Nevin is come on to call to the bullpen. It's going to be Aaron Loup coming on in relief. He's going to be facing the top of the order, so hang tight, everybody. We're going to be back here in just a minute. We'll collect our thoughts. Your score, it's now 6-3 for the Angels. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for ducking in here with us tonight.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is Aaron Loup who is coming on in relief for the Angels. He is going to be taking over here, and this game here has gone absolutely sideways for the Angels here in the ninth inning. They've given up 4 runs already in the top of the ninth. And the Giants are threatening. We're looking for more. They've got a runner at first with 1 gone. Loup on the season, he's making his 38th appearance. He's worked 32 2/3 innings. He has a record of 1-2 on the year. He's going to be facing Lamont Wade Jr., who's come into the ball game to have replaced Austin Slater. And the first pitch is on the way, and it's taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Lamont Wade Jr. Loop here, ready to go back to work again. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Think about Aaron Loop. As I said, he was with the Toronto Blue Jays for a number of seasons. And he's had a number of stops since leaving the Blue Jay organization. There's a breaking ball swung on, is lifted softly into right center field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second and heading all the way over to third is Matthias. That's going to be a single for Wade Jr. And they got runners on the corners here with 1 gone. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Tyro Estrada. Just saying about Aaron Loop. Aaron Loop spent the first 7 years of his career with the Blue Jays organization, and then it's been a pit stop for a bunch of years. He had spent time with the Phillies, the Padres, Tampa Bay, the Mets, and now his second season with the Angels. So runners at the corners, and Estrada at the plate. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. 35-year-old could still bring it up. 92-mile-an-hour fastball there. He has got it up to 94 at times as well. As here comes the offering. The infield is in here. As there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and that count goes to 1-1. Actually, the middle infield is in halfway. They are at the corners to have to take a shot at the plate here if they had to. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 6-hole into left field. That's going to be a base hit. And that is yet another run on the board, and that's going to score Matthias. He comes in from third, stopping at second base is Wade Jr., and that's a single here for Estrada. Another run driven in, and that is going to bring up, or it's slated to bring up, supposed to have been Jock Peterson, but we're going to see who is going to be in this spot in the batting order. And the hit parade is continuing. Unbelievable. And it is going to bring up Jock Peterson. Peterson lefty-lefty matchup here against Loop. 7-3 now for the Giants. First pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. It's popped up foul. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. Got to give the Angel fans credit. They're still hanging in there in the stands. This is the 9th player to come to bat in the inning. Probably so shell-shocked they haven't left. Gracie Lynn says that Kodai Senga has been a staple of her fantasy team this year. Yeah, he's not been great. He's been solid, but not great. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. 7-3 now. The Angels find themselves behind. Unbelievable. A 5-run 9th inning here by San Francisco. Aaron Loop checks the runner. Wade Jr. at second. Now he delivers. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. Count is 0-2. Our friend Shotgun Shell asks if Otani is batting in the next inning. Otani will be batting 5th. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to the order. Now, we just skipped ahead there. We lost how Peterson got himself out. It looks like Peterson was called out on strikes for out number 3, and this is going to bring Blake Sable to the plate. Sable came on as a pinch runner for Wilmer Flores. There's a first pitch breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Another run's going to score for San Francisco, and they're now going to have themselves an 8-3 lead. Blake Sable gets into the act. RBI single for him, bringing home Lamont Wade Jr. That's going to put runners at the corners with 2 gone. That'll bring up J.D. Davis again. So hitter number 11 to come to the plate. So Gracie came in right at the time where she was the kiss of death for the Angels. Here comes the offering. And it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. Maybe Gracie Lynn will show up tomorrow night around the 6th or the 7th inning to put the nail in the Angels' coffin again. Shotgun Shell says maybe that's why the crowd's hanging around. Possibly. It's going to be tight. They're going to have to get a couple of runners on to get to them. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is 0-2 to J.D. Davis. Davis, 2 for 3 tonight, a home run, a single, a walk, scored a couple of runs. But it's been all San Francisco here late. 6 runs in the 9th. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And down on strikes goes Davis. That is going to mercifully end the inning as the Giants send 11 to the plate. And they score themselves a half dozen in the 9th inning. 6 runs in the inning. By the benefit of 6 hits on our books. So 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and there was a couple of runners left the board. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the 9th inning in just a couple of moments. This game sure went sideways. We'll be right back in just a moment. We appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll be right back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 9th inning, and originally Camilo Duvall was up and throwing. We're going to see if they are going to be going with him or if it is going to be somebody else. They are going to stay with Camilo Duvall as they were getting their closer up. 51 games this year. He's got a record of 3-3. He has worked 51 innings, allowed 19 walks, 68 strikeouts. He's got an ERA of 2.47. So Duvall coming in relief. As we said, this game went sideways in the top half of the inning as the Giants, who found themselves down 3-2, shove a 6th spot on the board to take the lead 8-3. Our friend Road Scholar says he's beating the traffic. Good night to all. And we appreciate you for being in here as well, Road. Our friend Gracie Lynn asked if Ohtani is pitching tomorrow. He's going to go on Wednesday. We'll be back on for that one on Wednesday night. So it is going to be. Gracie Lynn asked the question, why use your closer when you're up by 5? That's what I said last week when I said about Gabe Kapler, the way that he uses his pitching. I don't know. I'd be curious to see how his bullpen arms or how he manages his arms will go. And here comes the pitch. The first one's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that misses inside to Hunter Renfroe. For ball 1, counts 1-0. I know that Gracie said they backed him up a day. Well, he left the game. Apparently, the last game he left early because of cramping. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's now 2-0 to Renfroe. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, I kind of figured. I remember we had our friend CB Baseball Card Collector was in here the other night, and he said that he was of the understanding he was going to be going early. There's a fastball at 100 taken for a called strike. It's 2-1 now to Renfroe. But I didn't see him going until Wednesday night. Now it looks like he is the Wednesday starter. So here's the 2-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to run the count now to 2-2 on Renfroe. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that's the only thing I could think of is the cramps that he was experiencing in that last game. I figured maybe they give him an extra day. It's my only thought process on that. Here's the 2-2. Fastball at 100 miles an hour catches the outside corner, and Renfroe stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 1. So he goes in the books, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Matt Thaiss. And for Thaiss, he is 1 for 3 in this one. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's flown out twice to left field. As he waits on the first offering here from Camilo Doval. Fastball at 100 that backs him off the plate. Actually, that was at 102 for ball 1. So Gracie's point a few minutes ago, why do you bring your closer in up by 5? Yeah, he was getting hot. There's no doubt about it. But to your point, why would you bring him in here? And that's a interesting question that Gabe Kapler can only answer as the fastball is taken for a call and strike. Yeah, you've already got him up. You got him hot. Sometimes the closers need to be in situations. Now, I'd have to go back and look at the Giants of when his last usage was. If he hasn't pitched in a few games, then you could say, yeah, I get it. As there is a changeup swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2 now to Thaiss. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sometimes you got to get some guys work. You don't want to leave them too many days in a row. So here's the 1-2 offering. It's a fastball that swung on and missed, and that's going to retire Thaiss on strike. So 2 batters up, 2 down via the strikeout. That's going to leave it all up to Randall Grichuk. Gracie says, I'm sure somebody in the media would ask about it after the game. And as I said, I have to go back and do a double check on the Giants' usage over the last few games. If it's been a 3 or a 4 game window where he hasn't pitched in, I can understand you want to come out and get your work in or get a side in. Remember Don Cooper of the White Sox pitching coach, he always used to say he wouldn't like to leave his guys go 3 days in a row without getting some work of some variety as the fastball is taken for a strike to Grichuk. Grichuk tonight has tripled in 3 trips to the plate. He's also bounced into a fielder's choice and grounded out. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count's 1-1, but his defensive miscue, he won't get charged with an error as that ball head got by him off the bat of Patrick Bailey, but just his route to the ball. A.J. Pollock is off the hook. A.J. Pollock would have been the GOAT. Now it's the GOAT horns are been passed over to the left fielder Randall Grichuk as he swings through that fastball. It's now 1-2. You weren't here with us. It was with runners at first and second in the top of the inning when Grichuk misplayed that ball in left field and it got by him all the way to the wall. Cleared the bases and gave the Giants the lead. There's a fastball that just misses outside and the count is 2-2. The ball wanted that pitch so that he could send the Giants home with a victory. 6 runs for the Giants in the 9th inning. That's the most runs they've scored this year. If you're going to circle a game that could be the nail in the coffin for the Angels, this might be it. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count now goes to 3-2. It looked like they were going to break their 6-game losing streak. All they needed was 3 outs. Now with this loss here tonight looming over their head right now with 3 balls and 2 strikes to Grichuk. Here's the pitch from Doval. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it as Doval strikes out the side here in the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. The ball game is over. Your final score, it is the Giants 8, the Angels 3. Stick around, everybody. I'm going to wrap this baby up. We're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard when I return here in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Great game you called, Freddie. This is Steve Rodemacher, and you guys, now that the game's over, should come over to my channel to see some awesome stuff like the buttons behind me, or the unopened magic cards behind me, or things like a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Why not? An Earl Weaver rookie card, Hall of Fame manager. We have a rookie card, Tony La Russa for the Kansas City Athletics. And next we have Ted Simmons, Hall of Fame catcher for the Cardinals and Brewers. Later went on to the Braves. We have autographs of Marianne from Gilligan's Island, Dawn Wells. And you know it, it's Danny Trejo, Machete with a machete. Hey guys, Thank you again, Freddie. Awesome game. Same channel tomorrow, everybody. Last Reps Baseball, and hopefully same time.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It will be same time tomorrow, and the same two teams. It'll be the Giants and the Angels, as we'll give you game 2 of the series. We're going to give you the scoreboard around Major League Baseball, and our friend Gracie has graced us with a stat. She says the Braves have more 450-foot-plus home runs as a team than any other division in baseball. Braves are at 21, and the National League West is second at 19. That is interesting. They got some lumber in Atlanta right now. We're going to start off with the American League scoreboard. We'll go to Detroit first. The Twins knocked off the Tigers 9-3 today. Tigers got all their runs in the 9th inning on a 3-run homer by Nick Maton. 9-12-1 for the Twinkies, 3-8-0 for the Tigers. Pablo Lopez goes to 7-6. Joey Wentz got punched out. He gave up 8 runs in the first 3 innings. He goes to 2-10. Your final score, again, 9-3 for Minnesota. Carlos Correa hit his 13th, and Ryan Jeffers his 9th. Maton hit his 8th for Detroit. Boston Red Sox knocked off the Kansas City Royals 6-2. 6-6-1 for the Red Sox, 2-8-1 for the Royals. Kenley Jansen, the win in relief, as the Royals scored 4 in the bottom of the 9th to win it. Carlos Hernandez takes the loss. He goes to 1-7. It was Reyes with his first homer for Boston. I assume that's a grand slam. Toronto knocked off Cleveland 3-1 in Cleveland, 3-5-0 for the Blue Jays, 1-5-0 for the Guardians. Eric Swanson gets the win in relief. He's 3-2. De Los Santos the loss. He goes to 4-2. Hicks gets his second save for the Blue Jays, and Kevin Biggio hit his eighth home run for the Blue Jays in that one. The Chicago White Sox knocked off the New York Yankees 5-1, 5-6-0 for the Sox. 1-6-1 for the Yankees. Dylan Cease goes to 5-5 on the year. Garrett Cole takes the loss. He's 10-3. Shaw gets his first save for the White Sox. Andrew Vaughn hit home run number 15. The other final in the American League, the Texas Rangers knocked off the Oakland A's 5-3. 5-7-0 for the Rangers. 3-6-1 for the A's. Spores gets the win. He goes to 5-4. Jimenez the loss. For Oakland, he's 0-1. Will Smith gets his 21st save for Texas. Going over to the National League, the Los Angeles Dodgers knocked off the San Diego Padres. But how about this one tonight? Dodgers get 8 in the 4th and 5 in the 6th. That's where they got all their runs. 13 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. The Padres 7-11-0. Padres scored 5 in the bottom of the 3rd. And the Dodgers come right back with 8 of their own in the top of the 4th. That's a response for you. Gonsolin gets the win. He's 7-4. Seth Lugo takes the loss. He's 4-6. Mookie Betts hit home run number 31. Kiki Hernandez gets his first for the Dodgers. Luis Campusano hit 2 for the Padres, giving him 4 on the year. Cincinnati knocked off the Marlins tonight 5-2, 5-6-1 for the Reds, 2-5-2 for the Marlins. Williamson gets his win. He's now 4-2 on the year. Perez takes the loss for Miami. He's 5-4. Diaz gets his 33rd save. Home runs in that one. Miami, Jorge Soler hit 27. Jazz Chisholm Jr. hit number 11. And Christian Encarnacion Strand hit number 2 for the Reds. Joey Votto hit number 13 for the Reds in that one. He has been swinging a heavy piece of lumber so far this year. Washington, Philadelphia, that one was rained out. We go to Pittsburgh. The Pirates beat the Braves 7-6. It was Mlodzinski getting the win. He's 2-2. Spencer Strider falls to 12-4. Bednar gets his 23rd save. Home runs in that one. Ozzie Albies hit number 26. Connor Jones hit number 9 for the Pirates. Again, your final score, 7-6 Pittsburgh. In New York, there was a lengthy rain delay, and the New York Mets knocked off the Cubs 11-2. 11-12-0 for the Mets. Cubs 2-9-0. It was Kodai Senga getting the win. He's 8-6. Drew Smiley falls to 8-8 for the Cubs. Pete Alonso hit 2 bombs in that one. He's now got 33 on the year. Danny Mendick hit his first for the Mets. The other National League game, which is also a final, the Milwaukee Brewers knocked off the Colorado Rockies 12-1. 12-13-0 for the Brew Crew. 1-1-0 for the Rockies. Freddie Peralta, 8 wins and 8 losses on the year now for the Brewers. Lambert takes the loss. He's 2-3. Ezekiel Tovar hit home run number 11 for the Rocks. Sal Frelick hit his third, Bryce Terang his sixth, and Tyrone Taylor number 4 for the Brewers. And the only interleague game was this one here tonight, as the San Francisco Giants, with 6 runs in the top of the ninth inning, knocked off the Los Angeles Angels 8-3, 8-11-2 for the Giants, 3-9-1 for the Angels. It was in relief. Trevor Rogers getting the win. He goes to 6-4. Estevez takes the loss. He's 5-3. J.D. Davis hit his 15th homer of the year. Our friend Gracie, we appreciate you for hanging in here with us and everybody else. Royals manager was tossed. I guess it was a tie ball game, 2 pitches before the walk-off grand slam. The other part that was interesting, I guess Aaron Boone had an extended ejection, so we're going to have to try to check that one out after the game. She said Spencer Strider tagged for 6 runs in 2 2/3. Tough night for him and his mustache in Pittsburgh. Once again, everybody, you've listened to another Last Rounds Baseball video production. We appreciate y'all for being here. We appreciate you guys and your support of the channel. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for all the action. Same 2 teams, same place, same time. Hopefully you guys can make it back in.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Appreciate it, everybody. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.